Hi, I'm Jessica Drangeid, and I'm an application development specialist with Univar Solutions. I started my career in the agriculture industry, but I've spent most of my time working in the automatic car wash industry. Here I formulated a lot of products for car washes, as well as had the opportunity to get out in the field and test the new products to make sure that we were seeing the same results we saw in the lab out in the field with all the different variables. When I talk about the automatic car wash industry, I'll be focusing on tunnel wash, which includes cars moving through a tunnel on a conveyor or a chain, having cleaning and finishing products applied. It also includes in-bay automatics, which are bays which cars can drive into, and then when they're stationary, an automatic arm moves around them applying cleaning and finishing products. These can be touch-free car washes or can include brushes to add some mechanical action. There are also self-serve car washes, and this is where a customer will pull up into a bay and apply product to their car themselves. These products are all included in the automatic car wash industry because they use very similar, if not the same, products. Other types of car washing include professional detailing, and retail and DIY or do-it-yourself products, which can be done by a consumer at their own house. We've seen a lot of growth throughout all these channels of car wash during 2020 and 2021. A lot of this is linked to the pandemic when people were very aware of the vehicle hygiene and also did have extra time. Sometimes these can be fun experiences, especially tunnel washes with a lot of foam and color to them. We do see that the automatic car wash industry is continuing to grow. However, we are seeing more of a slowdown in the retail product growth. A lot of this is due to people returning to work and having less free time. But we also think a lot of people are seeing more of the challenges with applying these finishes themselves to their car. People do like the convenience of washes, and in America especially, cars are seen as an extension of someone's personality. A car tends to be a person's second largest purchase after their home. Even with the pandemic being a few years ago, we're seeing people are still very aware of that vehicle hygiene, and that is continuing. Before we get into automatic car wash, I do want to touch on the detail and professional cleaning a little bit. So in this channel of car wash, we see focus on the interior cleaning and protection, specifically on upholstery, hard surfaces, and glass. With detailing cars, they also focus on exterior cleaning and finishing. They use cleaning products and can use bucket and soap or a foam cannon to apply these. In addition to mechanical action, they can get the surface of the car clean and then apply different waxes, polishes, and ceramic and graphene, which have become really big buzzwords in the industry, and we've seen this even translate over into the automatic car wash industry. But these do provide more of a durable finish that lasts for a longer time and actually cures to the surface of the car. Finally, we see a lot of focus on wheels and tire cleaners, and then also tire dressings in the detail space. A clean rim and wheel can give the perception of a cleaner car. These products are either acid or alkaline based. And then with tire dressings, we do see these applied manually normally, and they are going to make sure that they have a continuous finish of gloss on the tire. We do have starter formulas for these types of products. Please reach out to your account manager if you have any questions or would like to see these formulas. The automatic car wash industry has been growing at about 2 to 3% per year, and it's estimated to continue this rate up until at least 2030. We have seen a lot of consolidation in this industry as well. This is happening a lot at the wash level, where we're seeing a lot of chains buying up smaller washes or even doing new builds. We are seeing the consolidation on the supplier side as well. A lot of companies are offering chemical equipment and service so that they can provide a holistic approach to the car wash. In America, we see car culture is very popular and convenient for a lot of Americans. Going through automatic car washes can save a lot of time, which is why we do see this industry continue to grow. We're starting to see this grow globally as well. And when we think about this, we do need to keep in mind different regulations with different areas. This can include specific chemicals we can use, or even what disclosures are required around chemicals. In addition to the chemical we use, we also have to pay attention to the regulations around water, depending on which region we're operating in. Since I have been at Univar Solutions, I've worked with our lab and marketing team to create a car wash kit. This kit features 5 different starting formulas that are commonly found in an automatic car wash. When we're looking at the automatic car wash, we focus on 2 different sections. The first one is going to be cleaning. In the cleaning section, we want to make sure that we're getting good coverage and removing soils from the car. We'll go through a few applications that are commonly found in this section. The first typical product would be a bug remover. This is applied by an attendant with a brush or sprayed on. Or it could also be applied through an arch that sprays it onto a car. Bug removers typically tend to be alkaline because they do need to target the organic exoskeleton of the bug, which can get stuck in the clear coat. It also includes surfactants and chelants to help increase that efficacy. The next application are wheel cleaners. These are applied through CTAs, or chemical tire applicators. There's normally 2 sets of these, and they can be either alkaline or acidic based, which will target different soils. A good way to figure out which type of product will work best at your wash is to look at the color of the soil coming off of the wheel. A black color is going to indicate more of an organic based soil, so you'll want to use an alkaline product to target this. And a brown color will indicate an inorganic soil, so you'll want to use an acidic based cleaner to target this. Next, we move on to the pre-soaks. Typically, there are 2 pre-soak applications, a high pH pre-soak and a low pH pre-soak. In most cases, car washes will use a mix of a high pH and a low pH. However, I have seen successful washes use 2 high pH pre-soaks or 2 low pH pre-soaks. It just depends on different variables that you'll find at your wash. With the high pH pre-soaks, they target organic soils, which is going to be bird droppings, oils, greases, and pollen. Low pH pre-soaks will target clays and hard water spots, which you can find on a car if you use hard water to wash it. In addition to these products, you can use a booster with them, and boosters can really boost these products in different ways. You can use a hard water tolerance booster, you can use a foam booster, or even heavy duty, which will increase the efficacy of cleaning in these products. For example, this could include more alkalinity than you would be able to fit in your alkaline pre-soak. The next products that are included in the wash section are going to be conditioners and neutral foamers. These products help lubricate brushes so that they don't scratch cars. You want to make sure that you're not hearing any squeaking when these brushes are working on the car, because this can indicate drag and create scratch on the car surface. There is an exception to this. Some of the low RPM brushes will make noise, and the manufacturers do let you know that this is okay. So when you are looking into this, make sure you check with the manufacturer. These products include a lot of surfactants to create foam. They also can include dyes or fragrances to create fun foam show. In our car wash kit, we do include 2 products that are in the cleaning section of the tunnel or the wash. This is the alkaline pre-soak or high pH pre-soak and a low pH pre-soak. Common raw materials that you'll find being used in the cleaning section include surfactants. These are going to be non-ionic surfactants, which are neutral or don't have a charge, anionic surfactants, which have a negative charge, and amphoteric surfactants, where the charge will depend on the pH of the solution they're in. These can create foam, especially the anionic surfactants and amphoteric surfactants. They also give the products detergency, which will help with cleaning, and they help reduce the contact angle so that you can really spread out the product and cover the car well. There are also chelating agents in these products. Chelating agents are used to increase hard water compatibility. So this can reduce the scale buildup in nozzles, tips, foamers, and in lines. This is really important because if you do start to have some buildup, it can change the pressure of the product coming out or even the amount. In addition to hard water compatibility, you can get some inorganic cleaning from the chelating agents. For example, they can target iron really well, which can be found in some clays. We also like to include dispersants in the cleaning products. Dispersants help reduce redeposition, and it keeps soil suspended in that wash solution longer. This is really important, especially when you're using a longer dwell time, which can help increase cleaning to a certain point. Once you have those products on a car for a long period of time, you can hit a point of diminishing return. And this is where the soils start to redeposit back onto the car, which is why we like to include these in the cleaning section. The second half of an automatic wash is going to be the finishing section. So in this section, we're working on increasing the contact angle so that the water and product really beads up on the car surface, and also providing a nice gloss or protective finish to the car. Common applications in the finishing section include polish, which are very similar to conditioners. They can create a great foam show and add lubrication. They also sometimes include dyes and fragrances. The difference is these will include a surface enhancement additive, for example, a silicone or a wax to add some gloss to the surface of the vehicle. The next product is waxes, and this adds a gloss and shine depth to the surface of the car. Different waxes can be chosen depending on different melting points, which will give a different look to the car. Next, we have extra service products, which is how it sounds. It kind of contains extra service products that provide different benefits. For example, rain repellents, ceramic and graphene products. These are buzzwords that we do see come from the detailing industry, but they can create a lot of water repellency and dirt repellency at some points, and also add a lot of durability and protection to the car. In these products, we do typically tend to use silicone functionals and different surfactants to help build the formulas. Next, we have drying agents. These help shed water from the vehicle surface and can create a drier car in combination with the blowers. In these products, we tend to include mineral seal oil. However, in closed loop systems, we do tend to avoid this. And then also cationic surfactants. Tire dressing or tire shine can be applied either online or manually. If we're applying it online, it does tend to be less viscous so that it can go through the pump a lot easier. With these products, we want to make sure that we're applying it in a consistent way that gives a nice homogeneous gloss and shine to the tire. In our tire dressings, we do use PDMS, so polydimethylsiloxane, and a wetting agent to get this consistent look. Finally, in this section, we finish with a spot-free rinse. This is RO water, and when we rinse with this, we don't have as many minerals left on the car that are found in hard water. Our car wash kit does contain a few of the products that are in the finishing section. The first product is an emulsifiable ceramic concentrate. This product is a bit different than other products on the market because it is a non-aqueous formula or has no water in it. We do see some benefits with this. The product is stable for longer than other products that are an emulsion because you don't have that separation. And it is easier to produce and quicker because you don't need that high shear to form some of those complex emulsions. But mainly we have the ability to use silicone resins, which provide a lot more durability on the finish of the car. So this product also includes surfactants, and it will form the emulsion within the line. So when it's applied to the car, it will mix well with the water, and then you will still have the benefit of the silicone resins. We also have a drying agent in the kit and a tire dressing. The common raw materials that we do find in the finishing half of a wash include waxes. So some common waxes that can be used are sunflower, carnauba, or beeswax. These do have different melting points, so it is important to look. Lower melting points won't last as long, but it will give more of a shine and more of a slick feel to the car. We use a lot of silicones in the finishing section of the wash. As I mentioned before, we are working on adding resins, silicone resins here, but we do use a lot of amino functionals as well as PDMS on tires and to increase the gloss on the finish of the vehicle. We do also use surfactants in the finishing side. However, these tend to differ from the ones we use in the cleaning section. We use cationic surfactants, which have a positive charge, and amphoteric surfactants, again, which the charge will depend on the pH of the solution it's in. These surfactants do help increase the surface tension, which is the opposite of what we were doing in the cleaning section, and we can create foam. This foam tends to disperse a lot quicker than the foam we're creating with anionic surfactants in the cleaning section, which is exactly what we want in the finishing section. With the cationic surfactants, we can also get some water repellency because the car has a negative charge, and with the surfactant, the positive end will be drawn to the negatively charged car, so the hydrophobic end will be sticking out. Our lab in Houston has a few different testing capabilities that we're able to use within the car wash industry. The first is going to be around foam. We have a few different ways we can measure foam of products and compare them to each other. This includes the blender test or graduated cylinder. But we also do have an instrument we can use to look at the duration that the foam lasts. Again, this is really important, especially for foamy products that we're using in the finishing section of the wash. Another test that we can use is hard water compatibility. With this test, we do make a variety of water hardnesses depending on what we're targeting, and we can mix the different hardnesses with different ratios of the product to find where we start to see that failure. So after 24 hours, we'll check the mixtures, and if they're clear, that tends to indicate that they'll work pretty well. If we do see cloudiness or any scale forming, that can indicate that we'll start to see failure or scale build up in the wash. The lab is also able to measure contact angle on specific substrates, which is really cool because we can look at how products actually behave on the surface of a car, and that applies very closely then to real world situations. We can also look at continuous weathering and UV exposure to coatings, or also the hardness of different finishes on the car. When we look at combining the cleaning section and the finishing section, we're really focused on balancing everything out. So a main part of this is making sure that we're using surfactants in the right area. Sometimes if we see a car isn't drying as well as we want, it's not because we need to use a different drying agent or even increase the drying agent. We may need to look at where we switch from the cleaning section to the finishing section and make sure that we're making sure that we're increasing that surface tension instead of decreasing it. Another thing to focus on as we're moving through the tunnel is to lower the pH of the surface of the car. So cars do dry optimally when the car surface is a pH of 6.5 to 6.7. And this can help reduce microdrops, which form if the pH isn't in this range. With microdrops, once the blowers hit them, you'll see they break into smaller drops instead of rolling off of the car, which is what we want. Reclaim systems have started to gain a lot more popularity, and with reclaim systems, we do have to focus a little bit more on the chemistry we're using with them. We want to avoid anionic surfactants since they will combine with cationic surfactants from the finishing products when they're in the reclaim system. This will then form a black, gummy, or slimy material which can get passed through the reclaim system and end up on cars or brushes. With reclaim systems, it's important to keep the water moving. Stagnant water will create a foul smell from good bacteria dying due to the lack of oxygen in the water. If the pump is turned off when the wash shuts down, you'll notice the smell in the morning when you start the wash up. If you keep the water moving at a speed to get adequate oxygen in the water, you'll reduce that smell, but mainly we recommend to follow any reclaim system instructions. Finally, it's important to pump the tanks out regularly. If they don't get pumped out, you can see the sedimentation build up and move from tank to tank or even stay suspended in the system. And of course, this will come back out when that reclaimed water is used. We like to focus a lot on the sustainability and safety of our products. I do believe car washes are a very sustainable practice since they do extend the lifetime of a car. They also use less water than if you wash your car at home in your driveway in most cases. We do have green chemistries available, and we are able to get these chemistries to work well and in most cases just as well as other products that are traditionally being used. So please reach out to your account manager with any questions or if you would like help finding some more sustainable chemistries to include in these products. We would want to make sure to recommend using PPE when you're working with some of these harsh chemistries, especially strong acids or bases, and make sure that you're looking at the SDS and understand any risks. Once again, please reach out if you have any questions.
Welcome everybody. Really hope that you're enjoying the day so far. We certainly are. Really big thank you there for watching that presentation, Tunnel Car Wash Driving Cleaning Innovation. And I'm delighted to be joined by the star of the show, which is Jessica, our US Application Development Specialist. And we're going to have a brief discussion around that video now. But if any of you have got any questions, please make sure that you put those into that chat box and somebody will be there to answer any of your questions. So welcome, Jessica. So yeah, just talking about the tunnel car wash today and the car wash kit. So I was just wondering, do you need to use all of the products together from the car wash kit?
Great question. So you don't need to use all of these products together. Kind of like I talked about in the presentation, the main focus should be on balancing the tunnel just in general and kind of finding what works at each wash location. So the high pH pre-soak will target organic material and the low pH pre-soak will target inorganic material. It is very common to use both a high and low pH pre-soak. However, not all locations always need to. I've seen very successful washes with 2 passes of a high pH pre-soak, for example. And it depends on a lot of different variables. It's just a kit that's there to kind of help educate and help you guys all see what's available. One thing I would like to point out is to make sure there's enough room left in the tunnel when you switch from cleaning to the finishing process. and make sure your surfactants are changing with that process too. So make sure you're going more to those cationic and amphoteric surfactants, and then starting to bring that pH down. Like I mentioned, you want to have the surface of the car at around a 6.5 to 6.7 pH for optimal drying.
Brilliant. No, thank you. That's a great answer. Thank you very much. I'm just wondering if and what trends you're seeing in the car wash industry at the moment. Is there anything that stood out to you? Have you noticed anything in particular?
Yeah, we've been seeing a couple of those actually. So we are seeing more of a focus on sustainable products. A lot of this is due to new regulations, especially ones at the state level, around different chemical disclosures, and water usages is a big one. This leads to a lot of popularity with reclaim compatible products, which if you reach out to your rep at Univar Solutions, we can definitely help you make some of these products reclaim compatible. We're also still seeing a lot of popularity around the ceramic and graphene buzzwords. And then, of course, ultra concentrated products. We're still seeing a lot of need for those due to the lower shipping costs and smaller footprint they take up in the back room.
Excellent, thank you. And then something that's not a trend, but something that is vitally important. Just a question: do you believe that end users care about sustainable car wash products, especially if that will increase the price?
Yeah. So we have seen a lot of customers be willing to pay more for the sustainable and green products. We're seeing this especially with younger generations, mainly including the millennials and Gen Zs. I believe this challenge is going to be communicating the changes from the traditional products we've been using to more environmentally friendly ones, and making sure people are educated about this. Green doesn't mean a decrease in performance, but we are sometimes seeing an increase in price, as you mentioned, especially against some of these MPEs or phosphates, which have been used to chelate. Again, we do have solutions for these different surfactants, different chelating agents that we can help work into these products to offer a greener, more sustainable solution. So again, please reach out with any specific questions on those.
No, definitely. No, yeah, definitely just like to echo those words you said there as well. And do you have any recommendations for formulating a graphene product for tunnel wash?
So we don't currently supply graphene, but many of the claims that are associated with those graphene products can come from the silicones that we do supply. For example, the durability and the protection. I do know that it is a big buzzword and it is important to a lot of washes. So we can help with dispersion of graphene in your guys' products. I would recommend using a reduced graphene oxide if this is the direction you want to go. A lot of times, this is the type of graphene that professional detailers will focus around. I will say I haven't seen a significant increase in efficacy with the graphene in tunnel washes, but again, it does give that perception of a durable finish.
Yeah. Oh, excellent, thank you. So yeah, are you working on any additional products? What's next for the car wash industry?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. So at Univar Solutions, we're currently exploring the use of microbes and enzymes. They're great for cleaning hard surfaces, cleaving soils from substrates, especially really tough soils, and mitigating odors. So I think they would be a great fit in this industry. We're currently working on safety assessments because this is a new application. We want to make sure we're entering the market in a responsible way with these products. They can cause people to develop allergies if breathed in, kind of similar to pollen, if you think about it from that protein standpoint. Currently, we do have some microbes that are approved for use inside of vehicles, and we're developing an enzymatic bug cleaner. This product would be foamed onto a car to limit any enzyme concentration in the air. I highly recommend people do stay away from aerosolizing any enzyme products for this reason. And then also be very cautious if you're going to spray them. You want to make sure people aren't going to be breathing these in. But once we have finished our safety testing and assuming it passes, we'll be adding this enzymatic bug cleaner to the car wash kit when that's ready.
Sounds excellent. Sounds like you're going to be very busy as well, which is good. So very
Yes.
very busy in the car wash industry.
Absolutely.
No, that's brilliant. So no, thank you for your time today, Jessica. Thank you for the great presentation, great video that you've done. I really enjoyed it. I'm sure all of the audience did as well. And just to everybody listening in, if you do have any questions, as we've mentioned, please don't hesitate to contact us. Reach out to Univar Solutions. We'd be more than happy to help you, speak to you in the future. And I really hope that you've enjoyed the day today and you enjoy the rest, and you join a lot more different presentations as well. So thank you very much. That's the end of this presentation now, and we'll speak to you all soon. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
thank you.